guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great week so far. For today's video, yes, it is another haul, but I'm going to end this video slightly differently because this was my last haul before I go on a no/low buy. So what I'm going to do is show you what I've got, and then I'm going to tell you the rules that I want to stand by for my no/low buy. As a disclaimer, my no buy is going to run for the month of April to begin with. I'm going to see how I get on and then extend it if I'm doing okay with it, which fingers crossed I will do, because I've bought too much stuff recently. I will hold my hands up to that. These products were actually purchased in the month of March, even though it is April when you are watching this video. As you'll see from my last haul, I made my first purchase from e.l.f. and I did really like the products that I received. So when I received an email saying they had a spring sale, I had to have a look, and I managed to pick up a few more bargains from the brand e.l.f. So I will show you those first. The first thing I picked up was their daily facial cleanser. I did put this in my basket when I made my last haul, but at the time it was £5 and I didn't want to pay £5 for a face wash. So when I seen it was on sale for £2, that's another story. I thought I'd give it a go for that. I've not yet tried it, but it does have a really fresh scent to it, so I'm looking forward to giving this a go. The next thing I picked up is probably the only item that wasn't in the sale, and it's something I seen last time I made a purchase from e.l.f. but I didn't actually get it and I kind of regretted it afterwards, and it is their Pore Refining Peel Off Mask. I'm currently coming to the end of a Glam Glow sample that I received, and I'm really enjoying the peel off mask, so I thought I'd give this one a go, and I believe it is a black glittery mask. So this one was actually £9, which is quite pricey, but compared to Glam Glow's prices it's relatively cheap for the sizes that you receive. So I've not yet tried this because I'm wanting to finish the other one first, but then I will give this one a go and see if it does what it says. The next thing I picked up is to actually use with the mask, and it is this brush. I think it was called a liquid highlighter brush. It's just like a flat fluffy brush, and I picked this up because with the Glam Glow facial mask it is silver and it just gets everywhere, and it's a bit of a nightmare to get off your hands. So I thought if I get a little brush like this, I'll use it to apply the rest of that, and then I'll see what it's like with this, and whether I need a bigger brush or if this is okay without a brush, etc. But this was only one or £2, so I don't mind too much if I only use it for the rest of my Glam Glow mask. I did pick up another couple of brushes because I have heard that e.l.f. brushes are really good and they're so reasonably priced. The first one is this defining eye brush. I do already have something similar in my collection in that it's an angled brush, but the one that I have is slightly fluffier, so I could do with a smaller one. I believe this was £1.20, if not 80p. I can't remember off the top of my head. I've not opened this one yet, but it does look like it will be really good and it is nice and soft. The next brush I picked up was from a different collection of theirs, and this is the Selfie Ready Detail Perfector, and this is a really compact domed brush. When it arrived at first I was like, oh, it looks bigger than it is on the website. I don't know how much of a detailer brush it'll be, but it is really good at packing on colour, especially in the outer corner, and I'm really glad I picked this up for, again, I think a couple of pounds, so rating this really well so far. Next thing I picked up was an e.l.f. eyeshadow primer. I'm currently using the Milani one, which I really do enjoy, but wanted to try one with a doe foot applicator, and Samantha March really recommended this one quite highly, so I believe this was £3. The tan shaded one was in the sale, but I picked up the sheer one because the tan one looked too dark for my skin tone. I didn't want it to show through on my shadows, so this one wasn't actually in the sale, but a different shade was. Next thing is this Undereye HD setting powder. I do use liquid concealer under my eyes a lot, especially recently, but didn't set it ever with powder, but heard that that is good to help the longevity of the concealer. So I didn't want to pick up a full setting powder because I probably wouldn't use it on the rest of my face. So when I seen they had an under eye one and it was only £2 in the sale, I thought I'd give it a go. and I seen on the website that it has a little brush next to it on the picture, but didn't realise it actually came with that little brush. So I do use this to sort of get it out and put it on, but then I just use my finger to pat it in, and I do feel like it actually works and does make my eye concealer last longer before creasing. So really glad I picked this one up. I believe Kaylee Bote actually recommended the HD setting powder to me. I don't know if she necessarily meant the under eye one, but she did say it was really good, so definitely a good recommendation on her part there. The next thing I picked up was an e.l.f. lipstick, and this is in the shade Nostalgic. I picked up the pink shade in my last haul and I did really like the formula, so this was only 80p. So because I like the formula, I thought I'd get another one. This has been a bit through the wars though, as it arrived and it had been bashed slightly. It's still fine, it hadn't been used, but it's seen better days, and then I actually dropped it the other day and the whole bullet came flying out of the packaging, so I've got to be very careful with this, but it was only 80p, so it's not as if I've dropped a really expensive high-end lipstick. It's a really nice shade though. The final thing I bought is the Mad for Matte eyeshadow palette. I don't need any more eyeshadow palettes, but I seen Emily Noel use this, and I think it's a recent video, and thought it had a good selection of shades in it, including a couple of sort of pops of colour in the blue and teal shades towards the end. So this was £10 down to £4, and quite a few people I've seen have said the formula of these are really good, and I have tried this and I do have to agree with them. I've worn this a few times now and they just blend beautifully. It has surprised me, but I would say this teal shade is one of my favourites. It's what I've got on now, and it is kind of out of my comfort zone, but it just goes on so nice. It's colourful yet subtle, so I'm really glad I did pick this one up. I go on holiday in a couple of weeks, so I think I'll be definitely taking this with me because it is such a versatile palette with the different shades. So I might just take this with me, plus it's like nice and compact. Then because I spent over £25, I got the usual sort of freebie thing that they send. One of the products that I got was an e.l.f. Lip Lacquer, which was in a hot pink shade, which is not my cup of tea in the slightest. I put it to one side with the intention to pass it to a friend, and I've just forgot to bring it in for the video, so I've not got that to show you, but believe me, it is a bright colour, so definitely not my cup of tea at all. And then the next thing is this Illuminating Palette, and when I actually looked on the website, these retail for £7.50, so really good considering I didn't pay anything for it. I'm not really in great need of any more highlighters because I do have quite a few that I've recently bought, including an e.l.f. one in my last haul. But I thought it's a really good size compact, really nice size mirror, and by the looks of it you can actually pop these out. I think they must do maybe contour and blush palettes, which I do need to look into because I could replace a few shades, but the shades that are in it are really nice, so I'm quite happy with that, even though I didn't necessarily need it, but a freebie is a freebie. So that was all that I bought from e.l.f. My next couple of purchases are from Tarte. The only reason I ordered from Tarte was because they had a free shipping weekend a week or so ago. I did go on with the intention of buying the new Mermaid palette, but managed to hold strong and not purchase it because I don't need it. Couldn't resist looking at the rest of the Mermaid collection, and I had to pick up this brush holder. I use a Tarte brush holder that I got with the brush set I bought in January, and they are really well made, and I just thought this is so pretty the way it catches the light and it's kind of holographic. If I'm honest, the brush holder that I do have is quite bursting, so I do need to spread into a couple of holders. I think this was £7, which for the quality of it that I can feel, I'm really happy with that. Next thing I picked up was one of their sets, and it is the Clay Clique Amazonian set. It comes with a mascara, bronzer and blusher. It is the Park Avenue Bronzer Princess, which is supposed to be really good. An Amazonian clay blush, which I really love the formula of and did want to try another shade of. This one is in the shade Harmony, which looks like a really nice dusky pink. And finally the Gifted Mascara, which I haven't heard much about, to be honest, but thought it'd be worth giving a try, and this was only £11 for those 3 products, and based on how long it's taken me to get through the other sample size blusher that I received, this is going to last me a long time. For £11 it's great. So that is the mascara. I quite like the sort of wooden packaging on it, it's quite different. And it's got a nice looking brush. is the shade of the blush, which looks really nice, and it looks slightly lighter than the one I have as well. And finally the bronzer, and this is in gorgeous packaging as well. Looks like a nice shade for me. That's one thing I've got to say about Tarte, you can't knock their packaging. Okay, so that's the haul over and done with. Next, I want to let you know what I intend my rules for my no/low buy to be. The reason I'm telling you is because if I've told someone, I need to stick to those specific set of rules and not just pretend I didn't set one of the rules and break it. So my main rule is that I'm only going to replace items that I've run out of. If I run out of an item but I, for example, have something very similar in another brand or a dupe for it or something like that, I can't buy another one because I do have a replacement, even if it's not the exact same thing. That was my little mini loophole that I didn't want to give myself. Rule number 2, if I do have to buy something, it needs to be on sale. I don't want to pay full price for anything with the intention that it will save me money. So if it's full price, I don't need it. There'll be something else I can use. Rule number 3, I can only buy something full price if it is limited edition and I'm not going to be able to get hold of it in a month's time, which the likelihood of something being limited edition for only a month is very slim. But I wanted to set it as a rule nonetheless. Rule number 4, this is linked to a declutter that I'm in the process of doing, and that is to not have products, mainly lip products and eyeshadows, in where I have 3/4 of the same or similar shade. I don't need that many. I should only have ideally 2 of a similar shade. Okay, if they're different finishes, that's fine, but if I have, for example, 3 Dusky Rose matte lipsticks, I don't need 3 of them. So that is sort of a declutter rule / no buy, meaning if I already have 2, I don't need a 3rd. And rule number 5, if I do have to buy something, try not to spend more than £50 in 1 month. So at the moment, I'm only going to try and do this for April. But if it comes to the end of April and I've managed to succeed, and I'm then not going to go and try and make up for it in May and spend a lot of money buying the product that I didn't buy in April. I want to try and keep to that £50 a month product continuously, whether or not I'm on a no/low buy, because I have been recently spending too much money on makeup that I don't need, and there are other things I could be spending money on. Is anyone else on a no/low buy? If so, what are the rules you try to stick to? Let me know in the comments below, as there may be something I've missed that I could adopt for mine. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Thanks.